Make a start. So what you need for today is your bat and ball, as you always do. And then I said for the throw-in target game, I thought the easiest target would be bits of paper. So kind of 6 to 8, even 10 pieces of paper. The more targets you have, the more, the more chances you've got to hit them. It doesn't have to be paper. I've got cones to use for mine. Just any items roughly the same size that you can place on the floor that you're hoping to hit with a ball. So like I said, we've got our fitness catching to warm up. I've got some new exercises for you this week. Our target throwing game is called Aim to Claim. It's one from your resource pack. So if you wanted to have a look back at that afterwards and replay it, that would be brilliant. And then we've got bat dribbling to finish with, where you'll need to make an obstacle course out of items in your room. And we're gonna have a go at kind of dribbling around and trying to avoid those. So nice fun finish to the session. So fitness catching for today. So make sure you've got your ball. I can demonstrate for you, hopefully the first one. So we've done squats before. So remember, squat is when your feet are about shoulder width apart. You bend down to a nice low position and then you stand up. So if you're on your own, each time you stand up, you're going to throw yourself a catch. So you'll bend down, stand and catch. If you're with somebody, or if you've got a wall in front of you like I have, each time you come up, you're going to throw the ball to them, they're going to throw it back, and you're going to catch. So down, catch. Squat down, and catch. Okay, so a bit like last week, if you were here, I'll let you know when it's 30 seconds, and you can either swap over with your family member, or you can steam on through for the full minute, okay? So let me just get my timer ready. So squat and catch, 1 minute starts now. So off we go. So feet shoulder width apart, squat and catch, squat and catch. So remember, keep your eye on the ball throughout all these little warm-up catching activities. Make sure you bring those hands together into your big catch shape to receive the ball. We're already 23 seconds in, so not long if you're going to swap over. All right, that's halfway. So swap with your family member if you want to, or keep on going for the full minute. So squat, catch. So really good work if you're still going. Be super impressed if we manage to catch every single one without dropping the ball. Just 10 seconds left. All right, 3, 2, 1, and stop. So I've moved the camera down just so you can see my legs for the lunge. We've got lunge and catch this time. So remember, for our lunges, it's when we step forward, knee touches the floor, and when we come back, that's when you're going to catch. And then we go with the other leg and catch. So it's lunge and catch, lunge and catch, okay? So it's another, we've got back-to-back leg exercises. So we should start to feel them getting a bit tired now. So we've got 1 more minute on the clock, starting now. Off we go. So lunge and catch on this one. So step forward, knee touches the floor, come back, and take your catch. And then you go with the other leg, lunge and catch. And back to the other leg. So we're alternating legs. You've got 10 seconds left until we're at the halfway point. All right, so that's halfway, so you can swap over, or you can keep on going for the full minute. So when you lunge down, try and get your back knee to touch the floor before you spring up and take the catch. Right, we've got 15 seconds left. So even as we're getting tired now, so it's going to be really hard to make sure we're focused on the ball to take these catches. So keep it up for the last 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. So our legs might be a little bit tired. So we've done our squat and catch, we've done our lunge and catch. Hopefully this one's a little bit easier. So it's tricky because we have to balance, but hopefully it's not as hard. So you're going to stand on one foot and you're going to be throwing and catching to your family member, or like I said, throwing and catching to yourself, or throwing and catching off the wall if you have one and it's safe to do so. And then what you do, when it gets to 30 seconds, you're going to balance on the other leg. All right, so you're going to do both legs. So we're going for a full minute. All right, ready? And go. So one leg off the floor, and we're trying to hold that balance with our tired legs after the first two exercises for the whole minute. But we do get to swap legs at the 30-second mark. We've done 17 seconds so far, so keep it up. Remember our basic catching point, so watch the ball all the way into your hands. Make sure you're bringing those hands together. That's 30 seconds, so swap legs. So balancing on your other leg now, and throwing and catching either to yourself, to your family member, or against the wall. Well, that's a hard one, so it doesn't always come straight back at you. Right, 10 seconds left. And then we've only got one more exercise to do, but it's not an easy one, but it's only one more. 3 seconds left. And relax. Well done. Especially well done if you held your balance that whole time. Right, hopefully you've got a family member for this one. If not, it'll just be like shadow catching. So it's an explosive press up and catch. So what you'll do, we're going to do it from our knees, so that's a little bit easier. So you're on your knees like this, hands about shoulder width apart on the floor. You bend your elbows down into a press up, explode up, and if you've got someone there to throw you and you catch the ball. So we go down, explode up, and catch. Down, up, catch. Down, up, catch, okay? So if nobody's with you, then you just pretend like I did. If you've got somebody with you, you take that catch, throw it back, and then you go down again. All right, so last minute now. 3, 2, 1, and go. So last minute on this one. So this exercise is good for the muscles at the front of your shoulders. So we've got anyone that wants to be a future bowler, get nice strong shoulders so you can bowl quicker. It's good for our chest muscles here as well. So it'll also help you throw a bit further. We get nice strong shoulders and chest muscles. Right, I've got 20 more seconds. So remember the key on this, once you've lowered yourself down, you really need to explode up so you can get in a position to take the catch and throw the ball back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that's our 30-second mark. So you're either swapping over or you're going to be a trooper and go for the full 1 minute. So really well done if you're doing the full minute and you're still managing to push yourself up to take those catches. Great work. We've got 15 seconds left. Like I said, I promise this is the last one now, so you can give it full effort for the last 10 seconds. Then we're going to move on to some target throwing. So 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Right, great job, everyone. So, how did we find that one? Easier or harder than last week? What was your favourite? So any feedback in the chat box? What was the hardest one? So remember we did the squat and catch. Somebody told me they got their 10 squats in their time limit, which is brilliant. We did the lunge and catch. We did the 1 foot balance, and we did the press up. So let's have some comments in the box. Either was it harder than last week? Which one was the hardest? What was the most fun? Are we out of breath? I'm a bit hot and I didn't even do the full minute. So well done for you guys. The last one was, I agree, the last one was tough. I think I need to do a few more press ups there, build that strength up. But really well done. So I hope you enjoyed our little warm up there. You've got some exercises that you can repeat if you want to. So for our throwing game today, similar to last week, it's called Aim to Claim. It's in your resource pack if you wanted to have a look. And what you need to do is lay out whatever you're using as targets on the floor with some in front of you and some in front of your family member. And the aim of the game is you're going to stand behind your target and you're going to try and throw the ball and land it on one of their targets. If you hit it, then you get to claim it. So you bring it to your side and add it to your target. So if I show you, I've got cones as my target. So I'd be stood behind those green set of cones there. And my family member would be stood behind those blue set of cones that I'm trying to hit. And if I hit one of their cones, I get to claim it. So I pick it up and I add it to my side. I've hit their cone and I've aimed to claim and I get to add it to my side. And it's the first person to collect all the other person's targets, cones, paper, whatever you're using, will be the winner. All right? So if you're on your own, what you can do is just set up something like this on one side of the room. You can go and stand on the other side of the room and you can just aim that you won't be playing against anyone, but you still get to aim and try and claim all the targets, okay? So get yourself set up with that. So aim to claim whatever you're using as targets, lay them on the floor, grab a family member if you can to play against, so we can add in a little bit of competition there. Not to worry if you're not with anybody, you can still just compete against yourself in the time limit. And we'll get this started in a minute. What's the time? Yeah, that's perfect. So give you 10 more seconds to get that set up. All right, so we're going to start now. So aim to claim. Off you go. So we'll give it 2 minutes on the timer. So a bit like last week. So underarm throwing. So what we need to do is take aim at our target with the hand that doesn't have the ball in. The one with the ball, we need to make sure we're swinging it back nice and straight and bringing it forward in a straight line as well, alongside our target arm. If you have a look, when you let go of the ball, if you just pause for a second, your fingertips should be pointing out towards your target, and you'll know you're throwing it nice and straight and getting that straight line. So keep going with aim to claim. Hopefully you've managed to hit a few targets now and you bring them to your side. So you might notice if you're doing really well and you are hitting their targets and you're bringing them over, they've now got more targets to aim for. So you might find that they're finding it easier to hit your targets and take them back again. So try and do everything you can to make sure that you're trying to hit a target on every single shot. So you're taking aim, you're swinging your arm through nice and straight. Also, don't forget that you step forward with your opposite leg as well. So I've got the ball in my right hand, so I aim with my left hand and I step forward with my left leg, trying to hit that target. So do a couple more minutes, so keep on going. So really, really good work if you're managing to hit some of those targets and bring them over to your side. Don't worry if your family member's taking some of them back, if they're hitting the targets as well. Just keep trying your best, keep taking aim, and keep on throwing. We will give it 1 more minute to see if you can get a winner. Or if you're playing on your own, someone's got a winner. If you're playing on your own, you've got a few more seconds to see if you can claim all the targets, if you can clear them all. So we give it 10 more seconds, and then I've got a little challenge for you, still with our throwing. Okay, let's bring it into the screen. So we had somebody beat their little sister. Nice work. All right, so your challenge now. So if you're playing against somebody, or if you won, so who beat their little sister? Now you have got to throw with the opposite hand. And I'd like us all to give that a go as well, if we can. So if you're right-handed, you're now going to have to throw with your left hand. If you're left-handed and you were throwing with this hand, you're now going to have to throw with your weaker hand. So the reason we're going to practice this, so in cricket, when you're fielding and the batter hits the ball, you might not always have the opportunity to field it and throw it with your stronger hand. Sometimes if you're going for a run out and the ball's coming on one side, it might just be quicker to pick it up on that side and throw it. So it's a skill we don't often practice very much, but we're going to have a little practice now. So you're going to throw it with your weaker side now. So set your targets back up. We're going to have 2 minutes on the clock, and you're going to have a little go at throwing and aiming to claim with your weaker hand. All right, so off you go. So everything's switched over now. So we've got the ball in the other hand, which means we're aiming with our other hand, and we're stepping forward with our other hand as well, with our other leg, sorry. So this might feel very unnatural. It might feel a bit strange if it's not something you've done before. So do not worry, it should feel strange. You might feel a bit off balance as well. So just take your time, make sure you've got a nice solid base to throw from. And it goes without saying, this should be harder as well. You should find this a lot more difficult than you just did it a moment ago with your stronger hand. So do not worry if you're not able to hit as many targets. It's meant to be harder. It's not something we practice very often. So keep it up. We're going to do 1 more minute. So just make sure you're doing all the same things as when you did it with your stronger hand. You're now just doing it with the other hand. So still make sure you're aiming, make sure you're stepping forward. And it might be quite difficult now to make sure that you bring this arm in a straight line because we're not used to using it. But try and take your time and bring it through nice and straight. Just do 20 more seconds with your weaker hand. I'll see how you got on in the chat box. I'm assuming most of you found this quite difficult, which is fine. All right, so how did we get on? So stop there with your throwing game, because we need to save time for our obstacle course at the end. How did you get on using your weaker hand? Did you manage to get any targets this time? Did it feel weird? Did anyone feel off balanced? I know I feel a bit off balance when I try and throw with my left hand. So let me know in the chat box there, how did you get on using your opposite hand? None of us won. Yeah, it does feel weird. So that's a really good one. If you've got any time, I know some of you said in the feedback you've been, you know, taking your ball outside in the garden or in the park or using it in the house still. That'd be a really good thing for you to practice, is a little bit of target throwing, but with your weaker hand. All right, so yeah, keep that one up for me. Right, last activity we got is where you're going to need your bat this time, and using the targets that you used for throwing, or any other obstacles you've got in your room. So as I'm talking now, I want you to get some obstacles and place them around the room that you're in. So I'm using my throwing targets here. I've got a ball on the side here. So any little obstacles you've got in your room, I've got a ball that I'm going to put on top of one of my targets. So you're creating yourself a little obstacle course that we're going to have to dribble the ball around. So yeah, as I'm talking, so make sure you're setting some things up. And then what we're going to do for the last couple of minutes of our session today is we're going to be using the flat side of our bat to hit the ball. We're going to be dribbling it around the obstacles we've set up, and we're going to try and avoid hitting them if we can, okay? So I'll give you 30 more seconds to set some more things up. The more obstacles you can set up, the better. So make sure you use things that are safe in case you do hit them with your ball. And then the key thing for this activity today, like most of our batting drills, is we want our 2 hands on the cricket bat handle. As you're moving around, I want you to make sure you're hitting the ball with the flat side of the cricket bat. So as you get around some trickier obstacles, you might have to start moving your wrists around to control the ball. Okay, so hopefully you've managed to set yourself up a little obstacle course. We're just going to have 2 minutes on the clock. And those 2 minutes are just for you to have a little bit of fun, have a go around, have a play around the room, controlling the ball, using the flat side of the bat, and trying to avoid all those obstacles that you've set up for yourself. So as soon as you've got yourself set up, you can start with that. And remember, the key thing for this today is I just want you to try and keep 2 hands on that handle the whole time. So even when you are trying to move around certain obstacles, I want 2 hands on the cricket bat the whole time you're going. And the aim for this is to hit as few obstacles as possible. So you don't want to be bumping into too much. So keep going with your obstacle course. We're going to have 1 more minute, and then I can let you know what you need for next week. So if you're finding it really easy, then you can start moving a little bit faster. So you can start moving really fast with your ball, still trying to avoid those obstacles in the room. And just on the flip side of that, if you're bumping into loads of obstacles, then you're just going to slow it right down and try and keep that ball under control as you move around. So just as you're doing that, so keep going on that. So I hope you've enjoyed the session this week. We've still got 2 more to go. So we've got 2 more weeks of fun. So anything that you've really enjoyed today, obviously, please do kind of carry it on at home or outside in the garden or in the park, wherever you have been carrying on your cricket activities. Like I said, that opposite hand, that weaker hand throwing, that'd be a really good one to carry on, and you'll improve quickly doing that because it's not something we do very often. So great work with your bat dribbling. Go 10 more seconds. So you've got 10 seconds on the clock. Try not to hit any obstacles in these last 10 seconds as you move around. Make sure you are hitting the ball with the flat side of the bat. All right, and stop there. So well done, everyone. So got a question there, how much longer will we be doing the Barking Bash? So we've got 2 more weeks. So this was week number 6, which we've just finished, and it's an 8-week program. So we've got 2 more weeks of fun. So I hope you've been enjoying it. So next week, for the target throwing game, a bit like we've done before, you need some objects that we can use as skittles. So we're going to be doing our throwing, and we're going to be trying to hit those objects over. So the more objects you can get, the better. The more points you can get if we've got more things to knock down. So you need your bat and your ball as always, and some empty cartons, toilet roll tubes, that kind of thing to use as skittles. So final thing from me, so hope you enjoyed today. Make sure you can try and get your family to log on Thursday. It's the usual wellbeing webinars, and this one's all going to be about coping with stress. So hopefully your families will find that one interesting and useful as well. So really well done for today. I look forward to seeing you all next week. So remember, we've got 2 more of these activity sessions. Bye.